Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we did full. And, when we first started doing this, one of the things we concerned with was we're asking for personal guarantees and company guarantees. How did that make you feel? Were you nervous about that? Or you're like, I'm going to go be making 75%. I'm not worried about that at all.
Not worried about it at all because of the interest rate on what I'm going to make potentially. Second, not worried about it is because when I'm stepping into these subject to situations, I'm basically when I telling the original seller is like, look, I'm gonna step in. I might go out and find someone to sell this sell my position to, but if they default, we're gonna come in and step in. So that's one of the things that I say to people to make them consider subject to versus going the traditional route. I
Yeah.
mean that and they can sell, save all the realtor costs and all the closing attorneys and everything like that. So a lot of times, sometimes that's $20,000-$30,000 for people. So that works as well.
Yeah. So it's amazing. I'd like to see some questions in there about the process and stuff like that, because this made a lot of sense for us, right? For us, note buyers. We've taught a lot of these note creators out there. For note buyers who are watching us, understand the fact that I didn't get an 11%. I didn't get a 12. I'm north. I'm double digits, double digits, right? We got into the fact that we were hitting 15 plus return. I don't know anyone else doing that right now in notes. I mean, as a performing note. And the good thing about this for note buyers, if this thing defaults, right, it takes me a lot to get to the point where I have to foreclose. It's pretty much almost a lock solid that if it defaults, I have Joe, I have his company, and I have the asset to back me up on getting this deal done and fixed. And we can limit how much we give them based on the percentage of UPB, value of property. This property we bought was a $130,000 property. We bought we lent him $53,000. Right? We're well in good position, and if anything goes crazy, we're well covered. So would you make that deal giving 15% for that situation? Now it's not, it's not a note on a property, but it's still an IOU. We're still playing the bank process. So if you run the numbers and you get into this, I'll probably be holding some stuff in September, some webinars on more details, but note buyers, think about it from that perspective. Note creators, this idea of what we're doing is awesome for you. You're unlocking equity, right? If you bought a note, you're into the note for 50 grand, right? The underlying debt, and you sold for 150 grand, you can unlock that money. We usually do about 65% of property value. You can unlock some of the equity. So just a definite interest for you guys to do it. If you own a property outright, we can definitely get in a spot where we can not buy the note. We can actually lend against it. We can also buy it. So, Joe, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing in the future to increase this. What are you doing in your business now that will help you do more business in this sector, subject twos and wraps, and what are you doing now to increase that flow in Virginia?
Well, basically, when I'm unlocking capital and unlocking equity that's been trapped, it allows me to provide more of a service. So I run on a solutions-based company. I like to go out, stop foreclosures, stop tax liens, tax sales. Basically, where people are going through some kind of trauma, and I call it trauma because anytime you lose a family member, you lose a job, you lose a wife, especially if you lose a wife, it creates an emotional trauma that takes
Yeah.
a minute to recover. And a lot of people will just bury their hands in the sand. And when they do that, it creates an opportunity for me to stabilize their situation and also pick up another asset.
Interesting.
Very cool.
Amazing. If I don't see any questions in the feed, but what I will do is if there's additional questions for Joe, you can reach out to him through the link that we shared in the beginning to get more questions. If you have questions for us, let us know. I think it's time, Nathan. What kind of what other
Yeah, I
question you
think
got for
so.
Joe?
And I'm very curious about this, Joe. Yeah, I'm really curious about this because the more I think about it, the more I see subject to purchasing being a really good option. are you seeing a rise in this in the last year, or what do you see coming up on the horizon?
Well, especially with the interest rate being as high as they are on the traditional market, it makes going subject to, because you're buying something that was originated 10 years ago. So therefore, I'm able to pick up a unit at 3, 4, 5%. I even have one that the other day I picked up that's 2.25%. And then I'll sit there and sell it to someone else at 9 or 10%. And then I cash flow on a monthly. But now I can also cash flow on a monthly and hypothecate a portion of that and unlock more capital to do more deals. So therefore, that's why I don't care about the 15% number if I'm able to do 3, 4 deals for that 15% money.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
awesome.
Note buyers, beware, right? The traditional buying from banks that we've been doing forever may be shifting, right? If you want to keep chasing that 4 or 5% notes, have fun. Good luck. You better have really cheap capital, right? We're in a different world now. We got to shift. Note creators, we love you guys. Please reach out. Our website, our podcasts, our webinars, and also the DME coming up next year. Encourage you guys to communicate with us and ask us questions. We know that a lot of this stuff is brand new, right? The information is interesting. So I encourage you guys just to ask us, questions about what we do, what we're doing, and stuff like that. So, Randolph, I see your question regarding what's Joe contact information. I'll put it in the chat again. What to get, how to get it, and stuff like that. Please make sure you fill it out, and you'll get a quick email regarding what the email address is for him. It's in the pinned comment as well. So, yeah. So Gerald, I know that the question was regarding, I jumped in late. You're looking for an email regarding what is a hypothecation. I would encourage you guys go to my website. I created a FAQ, and I would encourage you guys to go listen to the previous webinar we had with Sean, which was comparing what note partials was compared to note partials compared to hypothecations. They're very similar. You're just selling me. I'm just lending you money based on a note, and you continue to hold the note and get the cash flow, right? Yeah. So the biggest thing is hypothecation is just you are now using your note as collateral to borrow money. You're not using the property to borrow money, right? You're using the note to borrow money. You are not selling a note, which the note partial, and selling note is selling the note. You're changing hands for any period of time, where hypothecation, that note does not transfer. Sean, our attorney, did a great job describing the differences. You're not selling that actual note. You're just borrowing money and using those collateral and paying off that debt in 5, 10 years. So if you have assets, I sent you a link to go fill out. Let us know that. Joe, I really appreciate you jumping on and kind of being open to sharing some of the troubles you've had and issues and concerns you've had. And it's been a joy to actually work with you the last month or so. We've got to know each other pretty well. I'd like to ask you, what final words do you have for the people out there who are either brand new to subject twos or who have a bunch of subject twos and are curious about this strategy of unlocking?
Well, if you're brand new to subject twos, learn the basics, the laws, the Garden Germain Act 1985. Learn the rules before you do them, because if you don't, you're going to run into that due on sale clause that is going to mess you up. But if you have existing ones that you've done, then networking, these note buyers, that's another exit strategy that is a nice little way out. But it's also a nice way to unlock the capital that's trapped, because a lot of us subject to people, we make our money over time.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, Joe, it was a pleasure to have you on. It was a pleasure to have you join us and share your knowledge and experience. I encourage everyone to reach out to Joe. He has some great things coming up as well. And we'll hopefully get Joe down in DME in June. So June, I keep forgetting the date on it, but it's my calendar. But
Well, just put it
Right.
on my calendar, and you know,
It works. It works.
Yeah,
So
it works.
May 31st, June 1st.
yep, yep. So feel free to take a look at that. This will be recorded for those who are asking. Thank you so much for all the kind words and everything else. Yep, as Cindy said, this is the next generation of Note and Capital. I totally agree. So we encourage you guys to reach out. We will talk to everyone soon. Joe, hold on for after hours,
All
and
right. It was a
we'll
pleasure.
talk soon. Thanks
Thanks,
a lot,
guys.
everyone.